Hey guys, this is Asad, and I'm gonna help you today with the Spanish alphabets and tell you how to pronounce them. So it's gonna be really easy. If you're looking into learning Spanish, this is one of the main things that you need to do while trying to learn Spanish because every time you're trying to speak a word or try to pronounce anything, you need to know how the Spanish alphabets work because they're slightly different in regards to the pronunciation with English. And the good thing about Spanish alphabets is that whenever you're pronouncing something in a word, if you know how to pronounce the alphabet, it's gonna make the same kind of sound in the word as well most of the times. So let's start with this. Is the Spanish alphabets ABC alfabetos. Anyway, starting with A, so A you will call it as A. It's not going to be A, it's going to be sounding as A every time you speak. So A is going to be A. B is going to be Be. So whenever you're trying to make the sound of Be or B, it's going to be Be in Spanish, right? C is going to be Se. There's a letter called CH. It's a combination of two letters, but it's called one letter, or it makes this sound when you get it in a word. So it's going to be CH, but it's going to be che. So every time you get it, J. All right? A, B, C, che. And then we have D, that's going to be de. Then we have E, that's going to be A. So in English, A would be sounding as A, but in Spanish, A is sounding as A. And E would be sounding as, E, but in Spanish it's actually sounding as A in English. So E is going to be A. So this is one of the most confusing things when people are trying to learn Spanish and they're trying to learn how to make the sounds of everything. So they confuse A and E. This is a very common thing that I've noticed in a lot of people. But if you keep on practicing, you get to, know and try to find out that's okay. So A, B, C, J, D, A. These are the first five letters. Now we go to the next five. F is going to be FA. G is going to be hey. Sometimes it makes sound of hey as well. Hey or hey, it's all good. And H is going to be Ache. Normally what happens is that, for example, there's the word hola, right? So you don't always make the sound of H as a like an H, it's gonna sound like something like that in in the start of a sentence. So just like the very common word in Spanish, hola, so that's the kind of sound that H makes. It's sometimes silent as well, but it's called H. So you need to learn how to pronounce H depending on the kind of word that you go with. But it's okay, we will get with that as well pretty much soon in some other video how to pronounce different words. But right now we're doing the letters. Right. So now I in Spanish is going to be E. So again, this is a conundrum here that A in Spanish is going to be A, E in Spanish is going to be A, and I in Spanish is going to be E. So that's something that you have to make sure that you know. Then J is going to be Jota, K is going to be Ka. F-A-K-H-E, Kota, Ka. L. L is going to be L. Double L is going to be called doble L, and that's going to be ella. So whenever you have a double L showing up in Spanish, it's going to be a Y sound. So doble L, ella. M, that's M. N, that's N. I mean, N is going to be sounding as N. And sometimes you have this small wave kind of sign on top of a small letter as well. So that's always called a NJ. It's going to make a sound of NJ. It's mostly on top of the N. So whenever you see that, instead of N, it's going to be NJ. Okay? So that's a new letter for you guys as well. And then we have O. It sounds as O. Okay? So that's a good thing that you don't really have to say, change the sound of this one. Anyway, after that we have P. Then we have Ku. Now P is a P and Q is a Q. R is a R, uh, R is a R, and doble R is R. Since I'm not exactly Spanish, I can't really make the sound exactly of that. They try to, wobble the sound of R with their tongue. I can't really do it perfectly, but the good news is you don't really have to do it perfectly. You just have to try and make the sound R, all right, like that. So it's gonna work out, no problem. So S is gonna be SA, T is gonna be T, U is gonna be U. I'm sorry, S is gonna be SA, T is gonna be T, U is gonna be U is gonna be U, V is gonna be Ube or Be Chica. Be Chica means small. Be is the name of the letter, so a lot of people say that as well. And then we have double W, so it's gonna be doble B. X is gonna be X, Y is gonna be Y, and Z is gonna be Zeta. Now, the way you have to remember it, you have to practice it a few times. You can't only say that, okay, I've heard the sound and I'd be able to do it. You have to practice saying these letters at least 20 times at once. Maybe you could do that 20 times in a day. You can practice that and should be good. I can tell you how to practice like A, B, C, H, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. L, Y, M, N, N, O, P, Q, R, W, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. So this is the kind of flow that you need to have once you're trying to learn the Spanish alphabets. Once you're able to do that, you should be able to pronounce them perfectly once you're trying to do the Spanish language as well. So just try to practice it. I'm going to do it once more for you. A, B, C, J, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, Y, M, N, N, O, P, Q, R, R, W, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. There are a lot of poems, poems about this as well, like children poems. You can use that as well on YouTube. But I think if you know practice, just keep on reading them once or twice every time that you have the time. Just take 5 minutes of time and do it once. And once you're really good with the flow, then I would suggest that you move on to the next videos or next part of the Spanish language. But this is a very important lesson that I want to share with you guys. Hope you like it. With that, learners, signing out. You have a nice day. Thank you for listening and watching. Bye bye.